Welcome to the full moon week. Here we see the Halloween full moon over here sitting in Taurus, its exaltation. Usually anytime we see a planet in its exaltation, we get exaggeration, exaggerated news, exaggerated situations along this line. We can see that's developing now on the East Coast. I'm starting with the Boston here because of the fact it's getting the brunt of the storm. New York, Boston, up in that area, New England states. I'm wondering if that triangulated storm is not the combination of Neptune, the rising sign of Pisces, and Uranus sitting right here. We're looking at quite a bit of a triangulation here, and these three planets usually bring in a lot of problems, especially the fact that they're so enormous in the heavens themselves. Of course, with Jupiter sitting down here, we're going to see a lot of high winds, and with this Sun-Saturn situation, like we talked about last week, the cold is coming in to mix with that storm, so we're getting a lot of weather right now out in Boston. No need of belaboring that point. So we'll move on to the next thing. But good luck to you East Coasters. I hope everything turns out for you all, and that you stay safe, dry, and things are okay. Happy birthday, Scorpio. Sun's in Scorpio, and so whenever we see that kind of a situation, we go, yay, it's our birthday. So the whole month of Scorpio now. So I never celebrate my birthday. I always celebrate my birth month because I figure, what the hey, what's one day? So party all month, have a good time. I see that sun's just coming off of the Saturn point, so those of you who've been suffering frustrations in your personal life, this may be a time to start seeing things make a change. The good side of this, of course, is how to influence others, and so the idea of the Sun in Scorpio would be work with that. Good impressions are important. You want to create those on other people and get that general state of affairs in a more uplifting state. Probably you'll get your greatest success through plans and projects. So whatever plans and projects you might have, kind of work at that and see what you can develop. Show initiative right now with the Sun in your sign. It's very important. One thing you don't want to do, of course, is control your temper. You want to make sure that you don't go off the handle and do stuff like that. I don't think I'd be disrupting any revisions or things, at the office or anything like that. I just kind of like stay cool along that line. Don't invite any showdowns. See if you can't work back and forth with things along that line and see what you can do with that. I'm going to work the chart backwards. So from here, I'm going to go over here to Libra, whatever you guys prefer. I like to say Libra because it's the way my family has always said it. But the sign of Libra, that's your second house. So the Sun now in Scorpio is the second house of Libra. And this, of course, is about finance. So what you want to do is take a good look at your money dealings with other people and do what you can to add to your income. This is very important. Probably your best successes will come with facing your current difficulties and seeing what you can do to turn those around. Be courageous. Don't be afraid. Go for it. Make the necessary purchases and deals that are truly just necessary. I don't think I'd go extravagant. Right now, you certainly don't want to spend too much on social activity. You want to just be a little bit careful along that line and allow your partners to control you a little bit, but also you want to control them as well. We back that up to the next sign, Virgo, then we notice that the Sun is in the third house from Virgo. 1, 2, 3. So the third house, of course, is all about siblings, mental interests, and of course ideas. Writing might be a good thing right now to start going. And watch your near relatives and neighbors. That's one of the things you want to do. Probably get greater success or achieve your better situation by being willing to listen and decide on things that are coming your way. Make good decisions with that, and showing an interest in the neighbors. Any problem with the neighbors, you might want to get over there and talk to them. What you really don't want to do, of course, is handle your finances in a rather extravagant way. You certainly don't want to impose on your neighbors, and I would say don't go to any premature conclusions. They may be giving you a problem with that. That's the third house from Virgo. If we start from Leo, which is sitting right here, then Leo shows us that that's our fourth house, and that's where the emphasis would be this month while the Sun's sitting in Scorpio. You want to watch your base of operations and make sure what you're doing with that is correct, because this is where the important point is in the chart. Look at property and estate matters. If you have any repairs, I'd certainly put those together. And you want to lay the foundation for achievement this month. This is very good for that. As it is the fourth house of Leo, you want to make sure that this is what you're looking at. And take a hold of practical terms. This is a good month to be very practical. What you don't want to do, what you should avoid really, is making changes that unsettle anything that you have to do with property situation. So I kind of be careful of that. Don't choose the wrong time for anything. Just kind of be prepared as to what you're doing. Make sure that the timing is correctly, and try not to switch things around. If we keep moving backwards, we're going to find out now that it's in the 5th house of Cancer. The emphasis here, of course, is all about fun, pleasure, having a great time, because that's what the 5th house is. It's all about having fun, dealing with children, having good, doing stuff. Fun activities is really what it amounts to. And you want to watch what the children are doing, of course, and kind of give them an extra ounce of affection this time of the year. It really helps. What you want to really avoid, basically, is try to stay clear of pursuing pleasures over work. Don't be too vigorous on that. And try your best not to get in trouble with your loved ones. This can be really a problematic situation too, as you know. Now we go over here to Gemini, of course, the sign of Gemini. We're looking at the 6th house from there. And that 6th house, of course, is all about ill health, pets, and you want to watch some positions of your parents, and you want to see what your relatives are doing. Employees and servants really might come to fore this month, so kind of take care of them if you have to. Your greatest success, well, I would think it'd probably come from improving your physical condition. So if you're going to go on a diet, make sure it's a healthy one. Check with your doctor. You might find yourself associating with idealistic people. That could be a very good point in contact for you to do that. What you really should avoid is being too demanding with your coworkers. So anybody you're working with, you want to be kind of careful with that. And another thing you might want to look out for is avoid other people's problems. You really don't need that sort of thing. Okay, for the sign now of Taurus, it's over here where that full moon is an emphasis. So the emphasis here is Taurus as well. That is the 7th house, and that 7th house talks about our mate and our allies. So we want to see what those are. Of course, it also represents our competitors. Kind of be very aware of what's going on. What you might do best at during this month is, of course, complying with other people's requests, seeing what they want, seeing how you can get involved with that, and have a win-win situation. And you might also look for better associations. That's usually a good thing to have in one's life, isn't it? Anyway, what you want to avoid is don't be uncooperative. Don't be contrary to situations. That opposition usually calls for that kind of a thing. And a lot of times the contingency plans are really important, and try to figure out how it's best that the two of you can get things together and go from there. Do not neglect or shirk your duties. This can bring a real problem to you. If we go on over here to the Aries position, that house, of course, is telling us that this is the 8th house. So Aries, the sign of Scorpio from Aries, is what you talk about joint held money. 8th house is your partner's money as well. And this might be all about hidden talents or some secrets that you might want to keep under your hat. Greatest success? Well, you'll probably get a lot from clearing away debts. Try to take care of the stuff that's weighting you down in that way. So you want to balance accounts, show some thrift, conserve your strength. Don't overdo anything, and I would not display a lack of confidence, but get out there and take the bull by the horns. After all, the moon is in Taurus, the bull, and but don't be too possessive. Just try to maintain an equilibrium. If we go over here to the sign of Pisces, which is the emphasis of the chart, Pisces rising, of course. Now we're looking at the 9th house of Scorpio, and this is good for religious and spiritual affairs. It's also good for neighborhood activities, believe it or not, because it reflects the 3rd house. Your greatest success? Probably getting plans and ideas approved from the right people. And you certainly want to heed the views of others. What they have to say is a good, it can offer good advice. People who know everything rarely succeed. People who don't know everything, or who are willing to listen, usually find themselves in a great place of achievement in life. I don't think I'd give away my plans too early. Kind of keep that under your hat. See what other people have to say first. You go from there. Okay, if we look at Aquarius now, Scorpio is the 10th house of Aquarius, and we can see that. And the emphasis is, of course, is, well, your responsibilities and your interests in what you do at work and your profession. So you need to be aware that you'll probably be dealing with officials, probably your mom. It might be important in your life right now. And thing right now to do is strain for honors and popularity. Try to get that under your belt. Another thing here is you'll probably achieve your greatest success by developing new business tactics, new business ideas, and seeing what you can do with that. Be aware of your parents' needs, especially mom. If they need you, be there. That's really important. Parents love you. We often neglect being in there for them, but we can't do that. So you want to do that. What you want to avoid is do not make decisions without consultations. It's really important that people know what you're doing, especially in the job market. Just don't take the initiative without having somebody sitting there working with you. Don't overreach for credit and don't overreach for prestige. If you start boasting, you find yourself in the loser's seat. All right, that's the next thing you go there. Now we get over here to the Capricorn. Capricorn is the 11th house. We can see here 11th from Capricorn. And that, of course, is your friends, your wishes, your hopes, your desires, and ties with organizations that you might have. Good idea for financial returns from your occupation. Pay close attention. If you're looking for a job or getting involved in a job, get to the bottom line. What's being offered, and is it fair to you? And is it something you want to work for? What you want to avoid is getting involved in half-baked schemes. This is really where friends come in with, oh man, I got the hottest tip. I got this new place to go. I got all the things. No. Don't do that. You don't want to do that, and you don't want to mingle with the wrong people. So you want to be careful of that. Sagittarius, last but not least, of course, this is in your 12th house. So what you want to be aware right now is that probably a lot of you will be contacting people in the hospital or dealing with people who are invalids. If you're a good time, actually, for Sagittarius to see about getting involved and volunteering their work. This is good. Self-analysis might come to the fore during this period too. And you want to certainly be aware of your employment affairs. Greatest success will probably come from patching up old misunderstandings. So you might want to take a look at that. If you have some stuff that's falling by the wayside, you might see if you can't clear that out a bit. And I would also look at charitable affairs. Again, I think it might be an idea for you to see if you can volunteer over the holidays. It's going to be very fulfilling, especially for Sagittarius who give out such a positive vibe in everything they do. It would certainly help those who are in need of a good slap in the back or a good word of advice. What you want to do, though, is avoid emphasizing the bad side of things. Don't be negative. And, of course, invite romantic situations. That might be a fun thing to do, but you want to avoid the entanglements. So if an argument is coming or it could create a problem, I would stay clear of that and go from there. There's your month for the whole month of Scorpio. There's your week for the full moon. Lots of love and luck to those of you on the East Coast. Stay dry. We're certainly on your side. See you next week.